Good morning, everybody. It is Ruthie Rocks, and I'm so happy to be here today on this Friday. I have a meeting to go to, the general meeting for the Greater Las Vegas Board of Realtors, and I thought it was earlier, so I wasn't going to do a show, but it's not. So I can, and I'm here. And I thought we'll talk a little bit about some maybe inspiration, maybe some things that might move you off your dime. And one of the things that has made a difference in me is some of the things that Simon Sinek says. And I want to play this particular video. I just segmented a portion of it that I think is important. So let's play it and then we'll talk.
Comment at the end of the race, they'll have a sponsor who will give away. I have 5 little rules that you can follow as you find your spark and bring your spark to life. The first is to go after the things that you want. Let me tell you a story. So a friend of mine and I, we went for a run in Central Park. The Roadrunners organization, on the weekends, they host races. And it's very common at the end of the race, they'll have a sponsor who will give away something, apples or bagels or something. And on this particular day, when we got to the end of the run, there were some free bagels. And they had picnic tables set up. And on one side was a group of volunteers. On the table were boxes of bagels. And on the other side was a long line of runners waiting to get their free bagel. So I said to my friend, let's get a bagel. And he looked at me and said, the line's too long. And I said, free bagel. And he said, I don't want to wait in line. And I was like, free bagel. And he says, nah, it's too long. And that's when I realized that there's 2 ways to see the world. Some people see the thing that they want, and some people see the thing that prevents them from getting the thing that they want. I could only see the bagels. He could only see the line. And so I walked up to the line. I leaned in between 2 people, put my hand in the box, and pulled out 2 bagels. And no one got mad at me, because the rule is you can go after whatever you want. You just cannot deny anyone else to go after whatever they want. Now, I had to sacrifice choice. I didn't get to choose which bagel I got. I got whatever I pulled out, but I didn't have to wait in line. So the point is you don't have to wait in line. You don't have to do it the way everybody else has done it. You can do it your way. You can break the rules. You just can't get in the way of somebody else getting what they want. That's rule number 1.
So rule number 1 is, or number 1, do you see what you want? Do you see what you want? Or do you see, number 2, do you see what prevents you from getting what you want? I think that's so powerful. And let me tell you why. We all have these, I believe, we have this little guy inside of us that says, you can go do this. You should do this. It's an idea. And you think, well, nobody's done it, right? And what happens when you decide to do it versus figure out why you can't do it or why you shouldn't do it or why you won't do it is when you decide to do something, what happens is that all of a sudden the universe opens up with ideas on how to do it. Just like Simon, he thought, I want the bagel. I don't see the long line. I know I want the bagel. And then what came to him was the idea to maybe put his little hand in there and not be able to choose the bagel, but be able to get 2 bagels, one for him and one for his friend. And nobody got upset because he didn't really hurt anybody. He didn't really stop anybody from getting what they wanted. And there's a message in there. And I think that today we need to think about it. And I talk about from October 1st, we have 90 days till 2023. And are we thinking about what we want, or are we thinking why we can't get what we want? If you start thinking about what you want, you may just get what you want, because you will start thinking on a daily basis of how you're going to get there. And that's why, we teach the 100 Days to Greatness, because it gives you ways to get there. And maybe some of the ways that we teach or Brian Buffini teaches us is not for you, but it might open up your brain to a way you can do it. And I know Amy out there, you're great Buffiniite with us, and you do your pop buys a different way. You go to Findlay and you do the trunk or treat, and you give things away, and you have vendors, and there's so many things. If you get around positive people, and you get around people that think outside the box, and you get around people that say, well, I don't know if I want to go walk all those neighborhoods, but I do want to create more clients. I do want to give things to people. You can think of different ways to do it, but you have to decide what you want first. And it's so important to determine what you want. And that's what Simon's trying to get across. Don't see the line. See what you want. I mean, in our business, I see so many times people say, I'm going to send out postcards. I'm going to get listings. And guess what? It doesn't happen overnight. The line is long to get listings from sending out postcards. It really is. It's a long line. However, it's worth it. Yes, you have to spend the time and the money, but there is something at the end of that line for you. And maybe you'll figure out a way to do it a little faster, because maybe you might even go knock on doors. Maybe you might do some pop buys to expedite what you want to achieve in the end. There's so many different ways to spark us. What is your spark? And I know that you probably all remember, Simon did the golden circle. And if you go on YouTube and you do the why, what is your why? Now, he's talking about organizations, but I'm talking about me and you. Why do we do what we do? And if we know why, that helps us establish our cause and our belief and our purpose. And it's the very reason that we exist, is to accomplish those things. The why. The how, well, like he says here, some organizations know how they do it, and there are things that make them special or set them apart from other people, from their competition, but that's not how you get what you want by doing presentations about your competition or putting down your competition or thinking you can't even do things because of your competition. And the what? Organizations and people like us, we know what to do. And we know that we have to sell to get what we want. But the real reason, the real purpose is our why. Why do we do what we do? And if we know our why, then it's easier to knock on those doors. If our why is to create relationships, we're going to succeed. If our why has commission breath written all over it, it ain't going to work. It just isn't. And John and I created, along with Tim Cups of Remax Advantage, we created, and I think Glenn and Iman, you were in there helping us too. Anyway, we created 52 hours, and we called it Take Flight, and it was training, and we had it 3 hours a week for whatever number of weeks that turns out to be. And we started with the basics, and we went from the basic scripts all the way up to how you do things from a technical basis. Anyway, one of the things that we would do is we would show people this. I have another little video here. I'm going to mute myself. And I love that. I love the fact that we just need to turn up the heat. I mean, 3 strokes and you win, you become a champion in golf. 0.71 seconds, and you get a gold medal in the Olympics. And 1.3 seconds or 5 seconds, what it was for the race car winner who won. You have to think about those things. If we just turn up the heat just 1 degree, and there's this book, and it's called 212, The Extra Degree. And it has many, many things in it. My bracelet fell. Many, many things in it. And one of the things it says is prune the diversions. When did you last evaluate the tasks that you do every day against what's most important to you? When did you last evaluate them against who's most important to you? You have goals, you have time, you have energy, and where should it be invested? So here's a thought. Removing the 2 diversions from your life each week. Okay, removing just 2 diversions from your life each week eliminates more than 100 diversions a year from what's most important to you. So your 212-degree commitment could be prune the diversions twice weekly. Get rid of the things that take you away from accomplishing what you want. So very important. There's so many important things in here. And I love what we say when we say to get what we've never had, we must do what we've never done. I'm 75 years old. I have some goals for 2023, and I have to start preparing now. So I know Jimmy has told you many times I have several mentors, and one of my mentors is Katie Lance, and I am going to her mastermind group on Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday to sit with other people from around the country that are willing to spend X amount of dollars to be around superheroes in the social media world. And I hope I learn. My goal is to go there and learn how to use social media to attain what I want. And hopefully I can bring all my knowledge home to you. We have our social media mastermind mega group. Hopefully that we can take where we are today and move ourselves to where we want to be. I know where I want to be. I hope you know where you want to be. Because without a purpose, you can't have a plan. And without a plan, you're going to just wonder. I love you all. Have a fabulous weekend. I'm going to go enjoy the Terry Watson today, and he's going to be the keynote speaker at the general meeting at the Four Seasons, which is a beautiful place to enjoy Terry Watson. He comes here once a year. We will see you on Monday, hopefully, for risk reduction. Kane Tapp has a great class. He is our technical guru. And he's even teaching Jimmy how to do that class. And Jimmy's done an excellent job as well. But anyway, I will go now. And I hope that you all understand what this is and go listen to Simon Sinek and understand that you want to go after what you want. Don't see why you can't have what you want, because you can. And then the extra effort pushes you over the goal line. I love you all. Just have a wonderful day, a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you Monday.